Rain is coming down again, which could really benefit this man here because he's been looking for those consistent tendencies on this track. James Dean, what do you have to do? You know you've seen Freddie Aasbo in battle so many times. What do you have to do to step above him?
It's going to be who makes the first mistake, I think, because he's used to the ice. I'm pretty used to the rain, and we got a lot of skills in these unpredictable conditions. But you know, this car has been, the Ford Mustang has been just lap after lap, no problems all weekend. So I just want to chase him hard. I'm sure he's going to give us a good lead, hopefully not make any big mistakes. And yeah, and looking forward to it.
Yeah, we are too. All right, let's fire her up and get to the finals. Best of luck, James Dean. Guys.
Lorette, you gotta love how he has like a smile on his face, almost like just like a psycho smile, right? Like he's just ready for it.
He's a glutton for punishment. He loves this. He's like, cool.
You know,
it's late night. It's raining. It's cold. It's wet. I want to go drifting.
Yeah. It's like Mad Max. You know, witness him.
Yeah, witness me.
Great day to die. Like just goes for it, man. Quoting a movie there, and James, you know, he's seen some amazing. We've seen some amazing drive from him, and he's seen some amazing competition over the years, and he just has a great attitude. Both Freddie and James, and again, a slew of the drivers. Like I said, I got to hang out with James a lot late last year. You know, going to weddings, and him and his lovely lady hanging out, and then got to hang out with Freddie for a day after Long Beach.
Yeah.
He came out my way, and we had some Mexican food, had some margaritas, and kicked it, and just vibed out. And catching Freddie like that is very rare. He's busy, he's traveling, he's all over the place. So these guys, and also hats off to the manufacturers that are on this line. Toyota and Ford, two manufacturers that have really embraced the sport of drifting. Their pilots respectively across the board. You know, Toyota, Aasbo, Castro, Gucci, Turk. You know, with Ford, you have James Dean, Ben Hobson, Von Gittin Jr.
Yeah.
And even with Chelsea hanging up his helmet here in Formula Drift, he's racing Fords.
Yeah,
you know, he's
still there.
He's still piloting some Ford vehicles. He does some other ones, but hats off. You know, the RTR Mustang with the OE drift brake.
Yeah,
come on. I mean, I love that. Talking to Jim Farley. He says, we're going to Dakar, we're going to Le Mans, we're going drifting, we're going off-road, drifting is a main entree, it's not a side dish. For both of those manufacturers that are in the burnout box and pulling up to the start line, they were 1 and 2 in Long Beach. The order was Fredric Aasbo getting the win, James Dean second. Will that be the same order here in Atlanta?
And let's remember, I mean, James Dean made a rare mistake that day, and a lot of that was Freddie putting on an absolutely phenomenal lead. We talked about it numerous times, but Freddie dragged James Dean into deep water. He pulled, he did, he drove crazy hard, and the mistake led James to kind of just back it up a little bit. He knew he had to push over 100%, and that's what took James Dean out. Will we see Freddie do that again tonight, or will we see the Freddie we saw earlier, which is very cool, calm, collected, gets around the run, does it perfectly, and says, okay, your turn. So I don't know which way this battle is going to go. I don't think anybody else here does, but this is it. This is the finals. Get ready.
Oh, yeah, we're ready to send it, Atlanta. Here we go. We got that. Oh, we got the side. We're lighting up the night.
They know what's up.
Throw on your lights, light it up, put on your light on your phone, light up the night. For our photographers and videographers, we got strobes on one side. Heck yeah, don't blind the drivers. Blinded by the light. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, send it! Fredric Aasbo, James Dean. We are live. Round two, Road Atlanta. Fredric Aasbo initiates Rockstar Engineering Toyota GR Supra. Kenda tires into that first inside clip goes Fredric Aasbo. Now transitioning up the hill, dialing it in. James Dean barely some room in between the Supra and the Mustang into that third outside zone. Look at James Dean, he gets in that dirt once again. That's what he did against Castro, but he still keeps his composure, gives him a little bit of line to run the line. Goes Fredric Aasbo out front. James Dean looks like he backs off. He applies the pressure, now back up the hill, past that inside clip, and across the finish line. Pretty good. Some dialing in of Fredric Aasbo. James kind of was going back and forth, kind of wavering. And then on that third outside zone, you saw him throw up some dirt, some mud.
Yeah, big initiation from Aasbo, doing it really early, but still doing a great job to get to that inside clip. And James Dean right on the back bumper of Fredric Aasbo as they start to come up the hill. Aasbo doing what he was doing before, which is being calculated and filling all the zones, being nice and smooth, leaving the door open for James Dean, who overshoots that outside zone just a touch, coming to the inside clip. Both drivers look good. Touch and go. James Dean has to cut that to get the proximity back, and he does, then matches the angle, but Freddie grips back up, shoots the car to that inside clip, leaving James Dean a little bit behind, and that little bit, that small gap, may be all the difference in this battle. James Dean now knows he has to run an absolutely perfect lead run in order to take out Fredric Aasbo. He's got to do it. He's got to set this up. He's got to see if Freddie's going to make some sort of mistake. But if there's anybody who knows what they need to do in this moment, in the finals, in the last battle, it's James Dean.
James, he says, whoever makes the first mistake. I got to tell you, he did make some mistakes on that chase run. Here we go. Send it for potentially the last time. Who's coming out on top here in Atlanta? Round 2. And James Dean leads. He initiates in that AutoZone Mustang RTR. Now past the inside clip, the rain continues to come down. Who's going to REIGN in the rain? Rain in the rain. Into that third outside zone goes James Dean dialing in. Fredric Aasbo. Look at him diving in. Really good proximity. Keeping his collection right now outside of the keyhole and the horseshoe. Look at Fredric Aasbo. He wants it. That's the X factor we need to have for Fredric Aasbo's camp to really own it here in Atlanta. James Dean, Fredric Aasbo, great driving. I'm seeing some head shaking. That is hard to beat, dude. That is a hard act to follow there for James Dean. And then a Fredric Aasbo, the 151. What's that stand for? Man, he's crazy. That was absolutely insane. So well done by both the drivers. Do we have a victor? Jacob, we'll take a look at the replay. I think Freddie really twisted the screws on the 4-time champion.
Yeah, so let's see if we see any mistakes from these drivers. James Dean, maybe even an earlier initiation than we saw, but look at, nails that inside clip. That one thing the judge has been looking for all weekend. James Dean delivers, going up the hill. Look at Freddie, right there, on that back quarter panel, all the way up the hill. James Dean again, trying to now drag Fredric Aasbo into yeah, did crazy.
He did not hook him.
No, didn't at all, and I mean, Freddie followed him, drops the tire the same way, mirrors it almost perfectly through that zone. Now Freddie not shaken at all, but James Dean maybe a little stirred because that was absolutely wild for that entire run. Wow.
Really impressive. Look at the team looking on. That is, again, Turks camp, the Norwegian flag. The fans are still out there. They're flying it. Will it fly the highest? We are going to see a side-by-side. They're pumping their fist. And again, cheering on Fredric Aasbo. Are they the good luck charms? Cheering him on. Let's take a look at again our BC Racing Go for Gold side by side.
All right, I'm just looking to see if there's any mistakes in the lead. Both inside clips look great. Both drivers really tight in the chase, especially through this section as we come up the hill. Second outside zone, both of them pulling a little bit of angle out. Look at the proximity from both drivers, diving at the same time. Both of them really crushing it through third outside zone. Inside clip, basically the same through there. Touch and go. This is one of those moments where I do think it's going to end up coming into the chase. Like, we really have harped on the lead quite a lot, but I think this may, that when both leads are almost perfect, then it comes into the chase. Both drivers left the door open. They left it wide for them to be able to come in. And now it's a matter of how did these chases go, and were they close? Was there a defining factor? Absolutely.
It's really tough. We're splitting hairs. It's very exciting. We have, coincidentally or ironically, really expedited this competition. As slow as the speeds are on course compared to dry conditions, we have gone through competition quite quickly. So overall, again, just, you know, it's cold, it's wet, it's less than ideal, and we are focused.
We have a challenge, group challenge.
Those guys eat Waffle House buffet. The guy on the right chews it up, he spits it in his mouth, then he puts it in the hood, and the other guy eats it out of the front. So it's a bit of a chain gang when they go to Waffle House. That's what those guys do. They get down. They order one meal, but they share it.
Okay.
That's how they get down.
I'm gonna have to go with you on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But collectively they say one more time, but that's actually 4 more times.
Yeah.
So they need to collectively hold one finger up.
Yeah, just one guy needs to do it.
And champion them. That's how those guys get down at the Dub House. I think it's called the Dub House. I don't know if you've ever been there before.
Yeah.
Do you? Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm a Florida boy now.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Big Florida
Dub
boy.
House is a weekly thing.
All right. Brooks, he does not like Waffle House. That guy right there, yeah, he doesn't.
So offended.
All right. So.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So our fans are saying 25% James Dean, 25% Aasbo, 50% one more time. We got it one more time. We got it one more time. They are going at it again.
Agreed.
It is an OMT, and the Dub House boys agree. Oh man, All-Star, a little sport called drifting, and now we progress to this with manufacturers, both OE, automotive manufacturers, tire manufacturers, sponsors, children of all ages. Drifting is a legitimate motorsport and is definitely in the room, hence why we're on Racer Network and live around the world. Here we go, the one more time battle, let's send it! Fredric Aasbo, James Dean, the one more time battle. Are we gonna get a victor? Fredric Aasbo in the Rockstar Energy Drink, Toyota GR Supra, Kenda Tires, James Dean in tow from Ireland, Norway versus Ireland, Mustang versus Supra, Ford versus Toyota. The rain continues to come down. Fredric Aasbo navigates his way into, whoa, gets a little hairy there, into that second outside zone, now to the third outside zone. Top of the key, can he unlock it? Here comes into the key and out of the keyhole. Look at the flow ram exiting out. Look at the elevation change. You can see them coming down the hill, harnessing the speed, harnessing the energy. James Dean looks like he checks up just a little bit as Fredric Aasbo narrowly avoids some contact past the finish line and get involved with that rumble strip. And you got to think going counter course. That is going against the grain of that rumble strip. And there is the team getting soaked up there atop the hill. Let's take a look at it again.
Much like our battle with the Waffle House kids, this is all about who is going to break first, and both these drivers pushing to the limit, using every little bit of track, trying different things, trying different lines, looking for grip anywhere they can. Both drivers looking great coming up that hill. As we come through here, now is where James Dean tries to get really in tight with Aasbo, and he holds onto it as they come through that inside clip, transitioning to our touch and go. Both drivers looking very parallel. Now James Dean a little aggressive, gets into a bit of a body check as they come and transition through our last inside clip. One little mistake maybe, and it was just a driver being aggressive. So now that we swap it around, both drivers know that there is something that's happened. There is something we can point at. Now they both know they got to be perfect.
Dialing it in, we saw how aggressive these guys are. This could be it. We have a one more time battle now that we are looking at James Dean out front, Fredric Aasbo. Lick the stamp and send it. Here we go. Return to sender. We'll see who gets top of the box. Will be the same order. Aasbo won in Long Beach. He won here last year. Can he do it again? James Dean, again, notoriously great in the wet. Fredric Aasbo likes the frozen rain. We're talking about ice racing. James Dean in that second outside zone, puts it in there, sticks that Ford Mustang in there, no problem. Mustang in a box, and the Toyota Supra nosing in great proximity. You can see them diving in on the inside. Now as they exit out of the keyhole, Fredric Aasbo applying the pressure consistently, not having it dart in. He keeps the same measured approach, brings it around that last, and look at that transition, just narrowly escaped. That was really, really good. Gaining applause from the spotters up here in the tower.
Yeah.
Freddie's team down there, and look at the Norwegian flag keeps waving. They were at round one. Are they the good luck charms? Like I said, let's take a look at it again. High fives from Chelsea and everybody up here, staff, looking at everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We have some absolute legends up here. Everybody's pumped. Everybody is stoked on this crazy, crazy battle. James Dean, another massive initiation. You can see both of them playing with the left foot brake to push that out as far as they can into the transition. Now, this is where Aasbo starts to dial in and dive. As they come up that hill, James Dean still in the throttle, adding more angle and a quick brake check to get into our third outside zone, refills the entire thing, and Aasbo right there on his door the entire time, transitioning out. Look at that, nothing between them. As they come through that touch and go, and Aasbo right
Watch
there
this transition.
the entire time. Look at, ready, 1, 2, 3,
Whoop.
dang. Fredric Aasbo showing him who's boss, and James Dean giving him all the opportunity to lay down a chase like that. Already looking for a side-by-side, no shocker on that one.
Yeah, guaranteed. I mean, just, you know,
have to.
Yeah, and give it the respect it deserves, because we were, you know, in between the breaks there, in between the runs, the first battle, now the one more time, we said, man, I was really leaning towards Fredric. When you saw them next to each other, they were very, very comparable to each other, forcing the one more time, and I couldn't agree more. So let's look at it. Freddie leading on the left, James Dean leading on the right.
Yeah, Freddie a little bit deeper through that first outside zone. Inside clips look pretty much the same, and the chase is looking very comparable, back and forth. Now, as we come up through this zone, basically identical. Once again, as we transition out into the keyhole zone, man, almost nothing different there either. This is a reflection of what we saw previously. In the chase, Freddie a little bit more aggressive, James falling back in a few spots. We do have that little bit of contact, and that small contact may be what this comes down to. Freddie maybe a bit better on that inside clip. James a bit more aggressive with some more proximity. It's coming down to very, very minute details. I am so happy I'm not a judge right now.
Yeah, verdicts are coming in, man, and I got to tell you, online, the fans are saying to the degree that we can get the clarity from the judges, and as of right now, there was, you know, obviously one judge talking to Vernon, he says James Dean. Brian Egger says Fredric Aasbo, and finally Reese says last time are we gonna have a decision. Slide them left or slide them right, regardless, they slide them into the first outside zone. Coming down the hill, the iconic Road Atlanta. The Rooster Tail off the back of the Supra and the Ford Mustang into that inside clip. Bringing a little wide there is Fredric Aasbo now back up the hill. Snapping transition, the X factor is what they're looking for. Into that second outside zone, now bringing into the third outside zone. Coming into the keyhole, James Dean with a little bit more angle. That seems to be his move. He really flirts with the edge of the track, and now coming outside of the keyhole, they were in there once thinking we had a victor. A little bit of technology went a long way, and now coming back at that inside clip. These guys riding jet skis as opposed to drift cars, 1,000 horsepower. The Rooster Tail out back. The composure is on.
Yeah, it's more of the same in the best possible way. It's just this continued perfection through every single turn and every point and every clip. Big initiation to start. Feel like a broken record. Gets a little wide of that inside clip. We're not seeing that often, but that did happen there for Fredric Aasbo. James Dean making that correction now, heading up the hill into our second outside zone. Little bit less angle from Freddie. James Dean really hunting back and forth. Dipping that tire. I'm almost wondering if that's strategic at this point. Hanging it really loose through that zone.
Right.
And then coming through here, and James is missing that touch and go in the chase. Still want to get the same line in that chase car as he runs through, and then a great transition from both drivers, really snappy, able to find some grip in this wet weather conditions, and able to get across the line cleanly. So both drivers, a couple of small mistakes here, and this is what it is. It's these small little things adding up. And we're gonna find out if we can finally get a winner.
Will we have a victor? Here we go. Send it for potentially the last time. And what an exciting day it's been. It's been wet, it's been windy, it's been cold. But who will get the win here at round 2, Road Atlanta 2025. James Dean leads. The Type S lights are on in the Type S finals. Coming past that inside clip for the second one more time. The third battle between these two guys. Fredric Aasbo got the win in Long Beach. He got the win here last year. James Dean, the defending champion, comes into that outside zone, number 3. Past an inside clip, absolutely on it. Fredric Aasbo chases him down, hunts him down like a big game mantelpiece. Let's see what taxidermy, if we're gonna have a Mustang or a Supra hanging on the wall. Now past that last outside, that's not a zone, that is a finish line. Applause from the Rockstar Energy Drink team. Coming back up the hill. Do we have a victor? I think so.
Man.
This one's actually tougher than the second one. I thought we had a winner on the last battle, but this one's actually even closer.
Oh, man. So, yeah, James Dean, same thing. These huge initiations, initiating almost before the 3, picking up all that speed, does a really good job through that inside clip in the lead for James Dean. Arguably better than Fredric Aasbo did for his, but Aasbo in this chase looks phenomenal, really sitting in the pocket on the door. James Dean all the way through. James does a good job through our third outside zone. Inside clip looks good. Both tires of both drivers. Oh, man, and Freddie with these transitions, man. I can't get over it. I can't wrap my head around how he can time this out. Transitioning again, Fredric Aasbo, nothing there. So close. I mean, what did he...
Cody Bakshis with third place here in Atlanta. And finally, your winner here in Atlanta. Round 2, we'll see you in Orlando for our next round of competition. After 3 battles in total, a non-unanimous decision. Again, 2 against 1. There was a one more time vote, and the other 2 votes going to a driver who has won here before, who has had championships. And your winner here at Atlanta is James the Machine Dean gets the win. James Dean gets the win. Fredric Aasbo gets second, and Odie Bakshis in third. After 3 battles, it was a coin toss. It is coming down to that. James just as elated, but obviously wants to get the win, so we changed the order. James gets the win here. Freddie in second, Odie in third, shaking things up just a little bit. High fives from his team.